girls want a good man until they start dating one. Then they realize he's gonna make you step your shit up. He's gonna make you admit you have commitment issues and start acting like a woman. And some of y'all, you aren't ready for that.
I hated my healthy relationship.
Why?
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. So I got a video for you guys I'm reacting to of a woman said she hated her healthy relationship. And something tells me that we probably already know why. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
I hated my healthy relationship. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. Everything seemed extremely foreign to me. I even remember at the beginning of my relationship, I'm like, hey, there's a part of me inside that does not like you. And I said it with like a comical relief, but I was really serious. Like, there was a part of me that did not like this person, did not like how he held me accountable. I did not like how he held a mirror to my face. I did not like how he created situations where I had to be at my full potential, and I just was not ready to be my full potential at that moment.
So my question is did you break up with him because you weren't ready to be an accountable person or that time? Or did you break up with him because you just don't want to be an accountable person, period? Because if it's one thing that I'm starting to notice with women who admit to this, and I've said this myself, if men made taking accountability, or not taking accountability, should I say, a red flag for women, most women would be disqualified for serious relationships, because I honestly believe that majority, if not most, women really struggle when it comes to taking accountability. I don't understand how women can sit over here and say they want a man to be a leader, but y'all have a problem with accountability. And then women will also say, well, more women should lead, but women don't want to take accountability. So it's like, which one is it? You see what I'm saying? Women want more women to be leaders, but they don't want to take accountability. Y'all sit over here and say men don't want to be leaders, but then the moment they hold y'all accountable for something, then all of a sudden we got a problem. You cannot want a leader or be a leader without that. Do y'all understand that? That's what I'm trying to get through y'all head, bruh. It's wild to me. Don't expect men to take on these relationships where they're expected to take the blame for everything. Because if so, men are just going to stay single. Peace over chaos, because, or should I say peace over toxicity, because men being blamed for everything and everything being our fault, that's definitely a toxic relationship. That's definitely something men are men are no longer really accepting that. You feel me? I just did a video covering that.
The only men who are truly struggling to find a good woman are good guys, truly husband material. It's like some kind of twisted cosmic joke, isn't it? You got a loyal, decent, genuine guy, and all he wants to do is to have a good relationship. He wants to settle down and have a good life. But here's the fucking kicker. He's still single. Why? Because the same women who claim they want a good man, they're busy chasing the toxic one, drawn to chaos like a fucking moth to a flame. It's almost poetic, isn't it? All these women who say they can't meet a good man. But when a good man is standing right in front of them, they look past him. Ladies, wake up. There's a lot of really good, genuine, kind men. Open up your eyes. Forget the fancy cars. Forget the fancy watches, fancy boats and houses. Look inside. Goodness exists. Let's go.
Much respect to this young lady here. Y'all check this out.
Just can fumble some good niggas too. I done fumble some good niggas, bro. As I look back and think about it, I done fumble some good Like, my problem is my decision making, bro. Like, I gotta work on my decision making. Like, I've been chose the most fucked up out of all the options. The one that's gonna treat me down bad. The one that go for somebody else and all of my stupid ass. And then I done missed out on a good nigga, and guess what he do? Go for somebody else on my stupid ass too. Now he doing a extreme for the girl, all kind of treating the bitch nice. That could have been me. Flower hotel rooms whole time. I done pick somebody that ain't shit. I done fumble some good niggas, bro. I'm not doing. Lord, please help me with my decision making this year. Please, I can't be doing this no more. God, if you listen, help.
Now, I review.
Yeah, because that's always been one of those double standards that really bother me. Because whenever a man leaves, he's always seen as the villain, but whenever a woman leaves, she's always seen as the hero, or, oh my God, you got out of that situation, good for you. You know, women be having divorce parties and shit. So it's like, that always bothered me. It's like, y'all can't sit over here and act. I'm like, just because a woman left doesn't mean you left a bad situation. That's not always the case. In some cases, y'all just choose bad men over the good men because y'all are going after what y'all want and like and desire as opposed to what's best for you. And just overlooking certain red flags. That woman even said it herself, like, I'm over here choosing men that treat me like trash over men that I know that she knows would treat her well, but she probably didn't like them. And she just pretty much is just falling under the cycle that a lot of these women are doing, where the men that are good for them, they're probably not really attracted to them that like that, or whatever the case may be. So they go for the guy that might be a little bit more what they like, but isn't necessarily good for them long term. And we already know what those type of people are. So there's no surprise, but it just pisses me off when women try to act like every single man that y'all done let go or walked away from was a bad dude. That's not always the case. So I'm glad there's a woman out here finally admitting this. Let's keep it moving. All right, now this next video is a little bit long, but Shorty was cooking, man. So I'm gonna just let her rock out and cook. All right,
let him cook.
Talk about it.
Okay, let's break down the saying. Men sacrifice their happiness for marriage. Women sacrifice their marriage for their happiness. Because sis said that doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
So let me break it down, because this is something that men are saying. And so maybe if I say it, it will kind of resonate a little bit more. I'm not going to hold you. A lot of times women, we only think about us and what we give up and what we sacrifice. I mean, men do this too, but in marriage, a lot of times we don't always consider what the men give up.
I think that's true for the most part, but I do think there are a group of women out there who know, but it's just not important to them. I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they'll be like,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Now, this is going to sound crazy because our needs are different, but before y'all react, before y'all get triggered, before y'all just listen first and then comment. Just then comment. When men get married, it is not a fairy tale for them. They're not looking forward to this extravagant wedding. They are not rushing to be with one woman. Now, hear me out. A good man, a man that's God-fearing, does not mind giving up that part of himself to be with one woman. Most men, though, it is not their dream and their fantasy to be with one person the way it is for us. We don't need a slew of men. We don't need a roster. We don't need a bunch of people to make us feel good.
I would have agreed with that 20, 30, 40 years ago, but this new batch of women, I'm not sure about that.
Men are way more sexual than we are. We are content with one person. Men have to fight against their flesh, fight against their natural desires to be with multiple women. So that is a sacrifice they give up for the woman that they love. And I know somebody's going to be like, but they cheat. I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying in general. Just listen, y'all. Stay here, ladies, because I know how y'all get. Just wait a minute. Also, when a man gets married, he is sacrificing not only protecting himself, but he has to now protect a family. If a cop, burglar, whatever comes to the door, like if anybody knocks at the door, my husband answers the door because he is the protector of this household. He does not expect me to get up in the middle of the night or get up when the doorbell rings to make sure that the household is protected. That is his job. So a man knows when I sign up to be a husband, I am now her protection and my children's protection. Men also know that their resources are no longer for them, they are for their family. However, good men do not mind because that's what makes them feel good as men. However, it is a huge investment in the man. They're investing their time, their loyalty, they're going against their nature to be with one woman, love one woman, take care of a family because they love, when they're loved properly, when they know that woman has their back and that she's loyal, they don't mind making that sacrifice. They don't mind denying the things that they want, the good ones. They don't mind denying the things that they want to make sure that their family is straight. That's why back in the day, granddaddy, even men today though, men will sacrifice, get up every single day and never complain about having to go to work, never complain about sitting in traffic, never complaining about your nasty pot roast, never complaining. They will just live their lives. They shut up. They do what they got to do to put their family on their back, to hold it down in any way they can. The good ones, not saying men are perfect. I'm just saying that's what they sacrifice.
And I know there are women out there who ignored all of that, and the only reason they're still watching the video is they're looking forward to hearing what the women sacrifice.
Women, we make sacrifices, right? We bear the children, we hold down the home, but it's equal exchange. The difference is men don't really complain about their sacrifices. And into the women who say that, well, I do everything, sis, that's the marriage you signed up for. No tea, no shade. No tea, no shade. Y'all gotta work that out. So when men say women will sacrifice their marriage for their happiness, when women say, you know what? I've been with this man for 12 years. We have kids together. We built this home together. We have a life together. But right now, this marriage is not serving me. And I need to go outside this marriage. I need to break up my home. I need to break up my family to go be happy. Men don't understand that crap because that man ain't been happy for a while, but he sucked it up and kept doing what he needed to do for his family. And then you'll have other women go, yeah, girl, your happiness is over your children's happiness. Your happiness is over the heartbreak that's going to cause to your husband. Your happiness is over everything. You see how crazy that sounds? Very selfish. So no, you don't care that your children will have to go back and forth between different homes. No, you won't care about how that is going to hurt your husband because he might be very stoic and not show it, but he still has feelings, especially if he was a good man, especially if he denied people and his feelings and the stuff that he wanted to do for you. And just for you to turn around and be like, I'm unhappy. And then when we go out into the world, and we realize fat meat ain't greasy and the grass ain't greener and the dating pool is, then we get mad. Then it's men's problem and it's men's fault. And other men are sitting there looking at you like we could have told you that, because what they know that we do not is that every man is not going to love you the way your husband loves you. Yes, I know you think you're great. Yes, I know that you are beautiful and your booty is plump and all this other stuff. But men know that they only really love a few women in their lives. They will sleep with a lot of women. They will give attention to a lot of women. But the love down, it's only about 2 or 3. So when a man decides, hey, I want you, I love you enough to marry you, I love you enough to protect you, provide, whatever. Again, the good ones, because somebody gonna be in the comments, the good ones. Other men are bewildered and bamboozled that you couldn't sacrifice just a little uncomfortability, a little unhappiness, a little just to get through that season, because what they know that we don't is our emotions don't last forever. Men are not emotional like we are. They know how to thug it out through their emotions to get to the other side. Now, I'm not saying that any of this is easy. I'm not saying that every marriage is going to be perfect and you ain't going to have your issues and you ain't going to have your ups and downs. But if you get married in your 20s and your 30s and you plan to be with this person for the rest of your life and you don't think you ain't gonna have a few years of hard or misery or whatever, you don't think that you ain't gonna have to go through something. Again, I'm not talking about cheating because somebody's gonna be like, cheating. I'm not talking about that. But we as women have to understand that sometimes our happiness is our job. Sometimes it's not our marriage, it's going to get a hobby. Sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with your family or why you ain't unhappy. Sometimes it's your hormones. Sometimes you just need to get a life, girl. Sometimes you need new friends. Sometimes you might just need a vacation. So I am not the guru to marriage, but I had to break that down because sis didn't understand what I was talking about. Men say it to each other all the time and it clicks. So hopefully with that explanation, I know somebody is going to miss somebody. It's okay. Hopefully with that explanation, you understand what they mean. Why men sacrifice their happiness for their marriage and women sacrifice their marriages for their happiness. Don't let it be you, sis.
Ma'am.
And she's 100% correct. I think one of the reasons why this saying doesn't make sense to a lot of women is because deep down they really don't. They really just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, or at least they just have a very low sense of awareness. So, and this is one of the reasons why when you see who filed for divorce, there's such a big gap and discrepancy. You know, for 80% women or 70%, 20, and I'm pretty last. I don't know. There's always some people say 80%, some people say 70%. It's somewhere in that range. So, which puts men between 20 to 30. All right. We'll just say that because I've heard so many different numbers. It's kind of like making my head spin, but we know it's somewhere in that range. All right. But I'm pretty sure somebody in the comments is going to correct me or say they have the correct answer because people are just good for that in the comments. Lord knows, as much as it get on my nerves. But anyway, with that discrepancy, it right there lets you know who really is trying to make shit work and stay, regardless of how rough things get. Like I tell you guys, my parents were married for 46 and a half years. It was not always sunshine and rainbows. I can count maybe about a half to a dozen times where my mom and my dad were going back and forth at it. You know, they didn't do it in front of me. Typically, when they were going at it, I was always in my room somewhere or maybe outside playing or something. But I don't know what the impression is that women get about marriage. I don't know if they're under the impression that it's all that they're supposed to be happy 24/7. If you're not even happy 24/7 by yourself, what makes you think you're going to be happy 24/7 with somebody else? Like, come on, we got to be realistic here, y'all.
Women know that good men exist. They just don't want to admit it when they can't attract one, so they make that excuse. They got a grandpa, an uncle, a brother, a daddy, a cousin, a nephew, a male friend that they know and see is on the right path. They can't possibly believe those are the only ones.
Dear men, don't let these hoes make you feel like you sassy just because you have standards. Women got this weird way of trying to make men feel gay or feminine just because they not accepting what they come in with. Just because they come to the table with something that you don't want or you don't see fit for your life, you sassy just because you don't want it. No, bitch, I don't want you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Women don't want to allow the man to lead. And this is where all these toxic relationships come into play because these women are in their masculinity. Well, you can't tell me nothing. You're not going to tell me what to do. Or they put their men down because they make more than them and they make less. And you should never want to put your man down. It doesn't matter. We should keep that private. Put your man on the throne that he belongs in. He should be your king, right? In the Bible, God made women to be their helpers and to love their man for who they are in the likeness of God, because we should listen to our husbands.
I hear so many women in the dating scene today and they're just preaching like, oh, I just want a man that's going to let me flow and be in my feminine. And I am all for that and I agree with that. But the flaw that I see is, do you let him be in his full masculine? Do you submit to him? Do you serve him? Do you let him provide for you, protect you? Do you guard his heart? Do you allow him to be in his full masculine so that you can be in your feminine? because it's a two-way street. You can't be in your feminine unless you have somebody in the masculine. Something to consider.
That 45-year-old woman got her ass on here and said, DDG is showing you right now that men don't leave women for better women. They leave women for women that they're comfortable with. Duh, bitch. Listen, the thing is that a lot of women don't understand is that the shit that you're basing her worth on is not the same scale that I'm basing her worth on. So you thinking that you're the better woman because you may have better quality things. You may have had better experiences. When I'm around her, I'm comfortable. You see what you said? You said men don't leave a woman for a better woman. They go get with a woman that they're comfortable with. Meaning that the better woman was an unsettling woman. She was an uneasy woman. Why the fuck would somebody want that? And I'm not saying that's for bro case, but I'm just saying as a man, why would somebody want to deal with somebody that they're not comfortable with? Comfortability, sustainability is something that you need in a relationship. And if you don't have that, then you don't really have a relationship. You just have a fuck buddy. So you're 45.
The reason why she said that is, and for one, yeah, she is 45, which is exactly why she said that. Because one thing that I'm picking up on all these older women, what they like to say as an excuse as why men their age are dating the younger women, you don't want to deal with this grown women pressure. See, they kind of got this attitude as if like only women are allowed to be comfortable in a relationship. I don't get that. Why is it that? Cause what I pick up on women, cause you know how women like to say you don't want a woman challenging you. Like I said, grown women pressure. That kind of talk. When women talk like that, bro, basically what they're telling you is, I'm going to be a headache. That's basically what they're telling you. They're gonna be nagging. They're gonna be argumentative. They're gonna question every single decision and move that you make. You don't want that, bro. And they're gonna sit over here and try to shame you and guilt you and call you weak and all that bullshit. Don't fall for it. That's just another manipulation tactic to try to shame you into accepting their argumentativeness. No, we're not doing that. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hit that bell notification. That way y'all know what I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm and helps me reach a broader audience. Also look out for the travel vlog channel as well as the live channel. Both links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all. Deuces.